Now here's a piece I plan to reconstitute. It's part of my Quarks series. It's the last one I have left other than one hanging in my home. And I don't know why it hasn't sold, but the long and short of it is I have a new idea and we'll see how it goes. What I intend to do is to make this sculpture of a frog part of the, it's wet right now so I can't touch it, part of the piece. So the piece is currently an abstract, as you can see. I made this out of clay and then cast it in epoxy. I had a film of it, but somebody stole my computer and on it was that film, so I can't really show it to you. But here is my first attempt. It did not work. I had to recast it. But it gives you an idea of where I started from. Made it out of clay, then made a mold, silicone mold, and poured the epoxy, cast it in the mold. And this is just drying. Can't really touch it right now. And then I'll put on some fine detail, clear the eyes, so that they're crystal, and then I'm going to add it onto that piece. I'm going to show you how the frog was attached to the piece, and so you may have noticed earlier that I had cast cables into the frog itself, into 3 of the 4 legs, and having done so, I then passed these through holes in the piece, and you can see that I have screwed them in place. So this just keeps them tight, makes them removable so the piece can be transported safely. So here's the piece now hanging in my office. I call it the piece because I have not yet given it a title. I hope you can get a clear view of it from different angles here. As you can see, I've made it so that he grabs one of the crystals. So as I stated earlier, the base, everything except the frog, is a piece that I reconstituted from an earlier series called Quarks. I still have another one of those pieces in my kitchen. As a matter of fact, I'll show it to you. Here it is. You can see the similarity. It's the same abstract series. I don't think I'm going to change this one. This was the most popular piece in the series. Anyway, here we are back in the office. I wanted to mention the reason that I make these little video clips is not that I'm trying to teach anybody about making art. They're too short. I'm probably not qualified to do so. But it's for the benefit of people who are interested in owning my art. And I think that a lot of them find the process very interesting. It helps to bring them a little closer to the piece. And it's good to know that, it just didn't appear like manna from heaven. Another thing I want to note is that frogs are a reoccurring species in a lot of my pieces. And I think the reason for this is because as a child I spent much of my time deep in the woods in northwestern Ontario, and Mother Nature was my only form of entertainment. And by observing frogs I learned a lot about them. I learned that they're a key in the food chain, and they provide nutrition for a lot of creatures. For instance, snakes eat frogs, fish eat frogs, birds eat frogs, even mammals eat frogs. As a matter of fact, one day I was back in the woods exploring, walking down a path, and I came along this heaping pile of fresh bear dung. And it was mostly berries, but in amongst that dung I noticed the remnants of a frog or two. And I realized that even bears eat frogs. So I think it's important that we respect this species. He is so timid a creature. I don't know that this culinary attention is deserving, but it's important to note that this is a very important creature to the survival of Mother Nature. And anyway, that's it. I hope you enjoyed my little video, and I hope to see you again. Bye for now.